Alright guys, we're ready to start now. If you hear a bit of a buzz behind me, I apologize. That is the lawn care people. They come in at around this time on Tuesdays. It seems they don't have a set time because last week they were done about 30 minutes ago. Today they started a bit later it seems, but here we are. I'll try to mute it whenever they get a little too close to the apartment and it starts getting too loud, but for the most part, hoping you guys can't really hear it. That said, yesterday we got quite a bit done. We moved the Scions out of Ul'dah and into Mordona, neutral territory, I guess. We helped Gridania deal with a primal-ish creature in that the Mughals summoned Good King Moggle for some fucking reason. We beat the crap out of him. We dealt with some thieves stealing crystals in Thanalan. Turns out they were the Serpent Reavers from this area, if you remember them from the beginning of the game. They're pirates that have been tempered by Leviathan. And now, apparently, the Sahagin are looking to summon Leviathan. We had a visitor from the land of Doma. If you guys don't know, Doma is to the Near East. I say Near East, from the Far East. Doma is over here. This is Doma right here, on the, where I've zoomed in. You guys can't see my cursor, but it's like right in the center there. I know you can't really read those lettering all that well, but Authored is, Doma's located in Authored. Hingashi is a different area, but it's also an area we will eventually go to. But yeah, this is where Yugiri and her crew came from. They tried to get asylum in Ul'dah, much their foolishness, because Ul'dah won't even grant asylum to Alamegans or other Uldans. Anyway, so we ended up getting them a spot in Mordona as well. So now Mordona is really growing. Anyway, so with that said, we started dealing with the Maelstrom, and we are heading over to Western Lanasia to deal with the Sahagin, who look like they're about to summon Leviathan. Now, early on in the game, we kind of went over here. Show off the area a little bit, now that I can fly too, look at that. Anyway, we kind of went over here, over to Skull Valley. Yeah, I'm gonna show off the area, and then it turns out it's fucking foggy. Because of course it is. There's like a little garrison here that you can hang out in, which we're going to. A Sinistea appears. Guys, catch Baxter's favorite Pokemon. I've been expecting you. Scion of the 7th Dawn, on behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. Another bracelet. Is that what I'm wearing? Yes, it is. It is an old idea. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa Spawning Grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe of the the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have others to determine where Leviathan might emerge. Assuming it comes to that. And yet, the return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. It is not too much to ask. I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into the Sapsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. Though it remains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into the enemy territory. However, we can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Okay, so, like I said, I know it's foggy. We didn't really do too much here, but this area actually has 2 gates that you can go to. There's one on this side, and there's one just up over here. I usually go through this gate, but yeah. So here's the Sapsa Spawning Grounds. I actually somewhat like the opening areas of the Sapsa Spawning Ground. It's a very neat looking area. Yeah. Look at this. You got their Nautil and conch shells that glow. It's got like this like look to it, like the area had once been like deep underwater. I really like it. They did a good job designing this area. There's a quest, there's a fate there called Sharknado, where you have to fight a boss called Bull the Shark Skin. Oh, by the way, this is what the Sahagins look like. We've seen one in the game so far, back when we fought the Orca, and then we saw some in the Echo. But yeah, this is what they look like. The Sahagin are pretty nasty looking in this. Nasty in the vicious sense. Anyway. Hey there, Storm Private. Why'd they send you in here if you're just a private? Help! Somebody! Oh, all the times to forget the restorative. There you go. The fast-acting concoction temporarily imbues strength while suppressing pain, allowing the wounded soldiers to make their way to safety. Thank you! I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Alright. We could mount up, but I want to show this place off. There's one particular reason I don't like this area. You guys should see that. I'll point it out when I get there. Alright. This area is filled with just like a standard beach. Not even anything special. Watch your tongue. I had done this fate so many times. So these ones are called drown. There is actually a reason for that as well. So the drowned are they're what another term for Leviathan's tempered. Instead of calling them tempered, they're called the drowned. Because, you know, water. Alright. Well, here's two of their corpses. Instead of tempering them, they decided to just murder them. So if you recall, tempering is when a primal basically overtakes your will and forces you to basically praise them exclusively. But it's more than just that. Oh, by the way, the behemoth can also fly. Fuck all y'all, I'm out of here. Now keep in mind, when I first started playing, you could not fly in these zones. Funnily enough, I seem to recall them saying that you'd never be able to fly in these zones because the coding wouldn't allow for it. So I'm glad they actually got that fixed, or I just misheard them, which is probably the more likely of the two. But still. I thought there were 5 scouts. We found 3. You returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Mutilated corpse of a Maelstrom soldier. Dear gods! These wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does the savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound at any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Alright, is there a new bracelet? What are they going to want to equip me with? And they keep wanting me to put on a casting ring, and I'm sorry. The Dark Light Band of Fending may not be casting, or it may not be the best ring I got, but it's at least a tank ring. Heaven forfend. The Gift of Eternity. Thrice damn fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the deep parts, in the depths of the Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders. Admiral, we predicted the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. Ah, but we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin Priest presiding over the summoning. We're not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Feast shall harry the enemy from ashore. Or offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form a smaller unit in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Mira and Ishtola, you two will make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancreding Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around and join the infiltration unit of Ishtola and Mira. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last we did fight side by side, Mira. Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. The wind blowing Mira's hair there at the end. That was a nice effect. Okay. Oh look, it's not foggy anymore. I can show you guys. So that's the Ferroceres Lighthouse. We were at the base of it a little bit ago. There's a bunch of undead and there was a siren down there, if you guys recall. Here's the Sapsa Spawning Ground that we can see. Very neat, I like it. Go through the first checkpoint and defeat any Sahagin that appear. Like I said, you couldn't originally fly during this part. You had to wend your way through these manually. Oh yeah, they got their own music here too, and I really like it. Also, these things right here, these barnacles, are why I don't like this area. I don't like looking at them. Something just bugs me about the way barnacles look. Anyway. That's not the one I wanted to pull. Yeah, put your stone skin up, I don't feel like kicking. was a waste. Hold on. This guy put N water on, so now he's doing water damage and putting drops on me. There, Stola, what are you doing? Oops. The summoning ritual is taking place at the basement aetheryte deep within. Thither we must go. Obstructing our way is a multitude of checkpoints. It'd be well advised to dispatch as many enemies as possible along the way, that we might avoid later interference. Let us take separate routes and merge before the aetheryte. The better to confuse the enemy sentinels. Alright, well we went this way, so this is the way we're gonna go. Plus, I think I have to look at less barnacles in this path, and that makes me happy. You shall not pass. So guys, what do you think of the design of the Sahagins in this game? I think they did a pretty good job of taking the design from Final Fantasy 1 and turning them into something 3D and MMO-ish. That's in Sapsa L. Oh, we got more here. Alright. I see. They're just gonna hang out here casting water on me? What a sack of shit. Okay. We got through the second checkpoint. I'm just gonna fly over these guys. Look at that, they got fresh whelk ballistas. This person is just here casually fishing in the Sapsa Spawning Ground. A group of 3? And that's not even the Sahagin, these are drowned. Oh, there are some Sahagins, I'm in. Oh, he died. Alright. There's axolotls here. They look just like the mud puppies. Which is funny, because there are actual axolotls in the game. I don't know why they didn't just go back and replace them with the axolotl model, but here we are. Ah yes, Dark Helmet. This guy, we've seen him before, but he always makes me laugh. There's still up. I didn't mean to do that. But we can engage Istola now. Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the exit is close at hand. Let us press on. Alright guys, we've reached the Sahagin. Why did they get such a cool looking aetheryte?
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetheryte!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal! O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon! Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
There you guys have it. That scene with Minfilia, or not Minfilia, but Thancred and Yugiri was super cool back in the day. It still is now, but yeah, that was the first job change. Thancred goes from being a gladiator, bard as he calls himself, to being a rogue. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes, ready to conjure, carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise an entire coastal settlements, if his last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer his history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Into the heart of the whirl. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Limlayan herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat of matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. So how do you guys think we're going to deal with Leviathan? Anyway, hi Cheshire, welcome! How you doing? Alright, so I'm going to head over to the outside of the command room where we're going to take a short break, and then we will be back with more FF14. Stuff picked up for a moment there, and now we got a little bit of a lull before we get right back to the action. Alright, don't go anywhere, we got more FF14 for you.